everybody, it's Anna. Time for our Tuesday card and this week's tarot story. Today we have a major arcana card. It is the Hermit reversed. So the Hermit card, when it's upright, I'll turn it upright first, often suggests that we are being called away from the busyness and the communication of others, being called away from that to separate ourselves out so that we can get in touch with our own heart, our own wisdom, and surface some new gift for the world. So you can see the image has this man, kind of a wizard figure, who's got his walking staff, probably also his staff of power. He is taking his lantern, which is basically following his own insight to leave behind the world to go into the wilderness, so that he can figure out what it is that's trying to surface in his life. So it is a call to wisdom, to contemplation, and to solitude. But what I like to say about the Hermit is that I believe there are two movements to the Hermit. Sometimes we think of it as being just moving away from others. But I think of the Hermit as walking the labyrinth. And the labyrinth is not a maze. The labyrinth is a path, right? And it does feel like a maze when you're walking it, but there's really only one path in and one path out. So you can't get lost in a labyrinth. But really, you're just either you're walking to the middle or you're walking out, right? So I think of when this card is upright, it's calling us to walk to the middle of the labyrinth and to sit in the middle of the labyrinth where there's no noise, no fuss, no distractions, to sit there until we surface the wisdom that wants to surface, right? When it's reversed, I think of it as a return to the world. So we've been sitting in the middle of the labyrinth. We have the gift. We have this thing evoking in us. Now we've got it. It's time to go back to the world and share it. The Hermit's job is not just to escape the world, but to escape the world to a purpose, which is to return. So yesterday's card was the Two of Pentacles, and we talked about how that calls us to balance in our life, and how if we're unbalanced, we can feel exhausted. Sometimes that exhaustion comes from overworking, like we're really not resting enough. We're not taking time out from activity to rest, and that's causing us exhaustion. But another version of exhaustion comes from having energy that's not making its way into the world. It's being stuck inside of ourselves, and something in us is holding that energy still. And holding energy still that wants to move is exhausting. It's a different kind of exhaustion, right? That means something is ready to go forward, but we are blocking it. So when this card comes to me reversed, it suggests to me, like, we already have the gift. We've already evoked the wisdom. We've evoked the blessing. We have it within us. It is trying to get out into the world. And this is the call to return to the world with your gift. So yesterday I suggested we kind of weigh which kind of exhaustion might we be feeling. Is it overactivity or is it underactivity? This card would suggest it's underactivity. There is something in us that's ready to go into the world. We know it's there. For some reason, we are stopping it. So consider if there is a gift, you know it's ready to burst onto the scene. You can feel it. You can feel the next step. You may not know how it's going to turn out, 17 steps down the road. We don't know that usually, but you know your next step. Why are you not taking that next step? You have already found it. You've already gone to the center of the labyrinth. You are ready to return with the gift to the world. The point is, we are not gifted with blessings and inspirations and contemplations for our own growth only. We're given it in order to share with others. And people are waiting for your gift to come into the world. The longer you delay, not only are you going to get more and more exhausted because the energy wants to go, but also people are going without. So part of the call of the Hermit is to go find it and bring it back. So why aren't you bringing it back? It's a good question to consider. I'll see you tomorrow for our next card. Bye.